Hey guys, this is the review video for cutting yourself out of the green screen. Um, it also will tell you how to get rid of that green hue that's around, and it will tell you how to use Puppet Warp. So if you need help doing any of those, watch this video. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly. We're going to go color range. Okay. We're going to drop the fuzziness down to in the 30s somewhere. And I'm going to click once to kind of reset it. And then hit the plus eyedropper tool here. And then just start clicking and trying to stay off of me and only on the different shades of green. Your guys's will be easier. Oh, I messed up. So if you mess up, you just restart again and start going, clicking again. If your guys will be easier because I didn't really set up the green screen that nicely, and you won't have as many of these folds and weird pockets. Um, and so your goal is to get rid of all the extra black around. So if you notice, there's some different shades of green over here. If you drag click and drag, sometimes that helps too. Get rid of certain areas. Okay. That's looking pretty good. And I won't even try to get in between there because I don't want to mess it up. So you're going to hit OK. And you need to check inside to make sure there's no pixels in here that are selected. Like I tried this once before and my eyeball was selected for some reason. So make sure that there's no pixels selected. Now, if you notice, we actually don't have me selected. We actually have the green screen selected. And so what we need to do is go select inverse or shift control I for inverse. And now I am selected with our marching ants around my body. Okay. The next thing we need to do is actually cut me out. So we're going to go to select. We're going to come down to refine edge. Okay. We're going to click refine edge. Now, refine edge is going to give us the opportunity to get some of this green hue off my bald head here and some of the green off of my sweatshirt here. You can see there's some green hue around on my pants as well. So we're going to get rid of some of that green hue right here. So you're going to click Smart Radius, and depending on what you're doing, you might be able to jack it all the way up to 250 pixels. Okay. Probably if you have any hair or any fine details, see how it kind of got rid of those details. You're probably not going to want to do that. And so you're probably going to want to keep it around 5, 6, 7, 8. But you can play around with it and see what looks good. Remember, shift edge, if I open shift edge all the way up to plus 100%, it basically expands my selection. If I drop it down, it decreases my selection. But if you notice, I have little wimpy arms now, wimpier than they were before, and tiny wrists and stuff like that. So you don't want to do that too much. The reason why we would shift the edge is so we can get rid of some of the green that's along the edge. So I'll do like -7, and my wrists look wimpy enough as is. The last thing we're going to do is decontaminate colors. Okay. And sometimes you can't do a high number. You can only do 50% or below. With this picture, we don't have a lot of color. Like I'm not wearing a colorful shirt or colorful pants or anything like that. So we can go pretty high. So 74, 75, something like that. Okay. Even if you don't do decontaminate color, you're going to want to output to new layer with layer mask. And once you've done that, hit OK. So now you can see we've got my little black and white guy right there. We've got what I originally had right there. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on, we're going to right click on the black and white guy, okay, and apply the layer mask. So now we just have a layer that is just me, okay. If we turn this layer back on, it's the old one. We don't want that. We want just the background copy right here. Just me cut out with transparency around. Now, we still have little bits of green, a little green hue here, a little green hue there, a little bit on my head, and a little bit around my neck. So we need to get rid of that green hue. The way we're going to get rid of that green hue is we're going to go and add an adjustment. First, though, I would like to make a new document, and you're going to go preset US paper and then hit OK. Make sure it says RGB color and make sure it says background white and hit OK, and you should have something that looks like this. You can hit Control-0 and that'll bring it full screen. Now we're going to go back to me, okay, and we're going to come over here to this thumbnail of me. We're going to hold Control down. Once you hold Control, you can see how my hand on the cursor there turned to a hand with a box. That means now it's going to make a selection of everything that has pixels. Okay, so it made that selection when I clicked, and now we have all the marching ants around me, which is very nice. Then we're going to hit V for the move tool, or we can come up here and click, and we're just going to grab him and move him to this document. We'll release him, kind of put him in the middle, zoom in a little bit so that we can see him. Maybe that's too much. Back him out one. There we go. Okay. Now, let's do that adjustment that I was talking about earlier. You can either do it here or here. Either way. If you want to do it up here, you would go up to Layer, New Adjustment, and then we're going to go to Hue Saturation, or you can just click Hue Saturation here. The only thing is you need to make this a clipping mask. It's kind of nice. They ask you if you want to make a clipping mask over here. So hue and saturation, you're going to click this, say use previous layer to create clipping mask, hit OK. And now we've got this box right here. So you guys will have it over here. I don't think I have mine wide enough for that. I don't know if it does it or not. I could put it in like that. Yeah, there we go. So it's over here. So that's not what I want to do. There we go. All right. So we've got hue, saturation, lightness. Remember, if you jack up the hue, jack up the saturation, it really makes the colors super bright and overblown. You bring it down, it's got black and white, sepia tone type, effect to it. So we only want to get rid of the greens and cyans in this situation. So we're going to go up to master. We're going to hit greens. Okay. And we're going to shove that all the way down. And that's going to help get rid of some of those greens that are there. Okay. We're also going to go to cyans. Okay. And if we shove it all the way down, you can see that it does get rid of it. Like, see how, we have this green, green, green. If we shove it all the way down, it gets rid of it. But you kind of lose some coloring in my arms and in my neck. So let's not get rid of all of it. So let's go around like 63, somewhere around there. And that makes it kind of uniform looking. There is no exact, but that's how we get the green color off of it. Okay, so watch the next video for Puppet Warp.